5 in the morning because I thought I need to wake up early. I wanted to have a better relationship with my mom, so I wanted to please her more. So I used to wake up so early so that I can clean the house and make the breakfast and start doing the laundry and everything just to please her. I did that. So the first thing I was praying the rosary. Then like about 6 in the afternoon, I was also praying the rosary again. For me, it was like, this is important. I need to pray this all the time, as many times as I can. For me, it was then important to confess myself. So I was confessing every time I went to church. Anytime I saw an opportunity, I would confess. So much that the priest one time told me, he's like, you know what, Anna? I think you should confess once a month at least. You don't need to be confessing all the time. And I said, well, I'm still scared of dying and going to hell, so I better just keep on confessing my sins all the time, so that if I ever die, you don't know, I can die from my house going to the church. So I was confessing like that all the time. Then I began to think that my mom was such a sinful person, and that my sisters were not going to church, and that I needed to do something about that. So I began to go into church twice on Sundays, thinking, God, listen, I'm gonna offer you one of the times that I come to church as it was my mom and my sisters coming, and I'll come the next time for me. It was, I don't know, very ignorant of my part, but in a way I was trying to help them out. And everybody in the neighborhood most of them were Catholics, and they thought that I was nuts. They totally thought that I was crazy because I changed the way I dress, and I was carrying the rosary on my neck all the time because I thought this is gonna protect me a little bit more or something. I don't know. I used to take the rosaries and ask the priest to bless it with the holy water and stuff, and just ask him to bless a bunch of stuff, and it was crazy. But I used to really think that those things would be better if they were blessed with the holy water and stuff like that. There's a tradition in Costa Rica that once a year on August, you will walk from your church or your house all the way to the big church, the nice big church in Costa Rica. So I said to myself, well, this is a good time for me to do this, because I can ask Virgin Mary, because you do that for her. I can ask her if she can save my mom. This is it. This is my opportunity to do this. So I remember we were walking there all excited, praying the rosary all the way there. And I remember it looked like it was gonna rain, but then the rainbow came out, and I was like, that's it. That's the Virgin Mary, and God, they're so happy that we're doing this. So cool, we have their blessing, here we go. And we went there, and the same thing, we entered the church on our knees all the way in there, and I was hopeful that something is gonna happen. I kept on praying the rosary. I remember one time I was on the bus station, it was dark, and then I saw a nun there, and she was praying the rosary, and I thought, that's the coolest thing ever. I'm gonna ask her if I can join her praying, and I did. And it was so nice, so exciting. She told me, you should become a nun. And I thought, well, maybe with the kind of background that I had, maybe it wasn't a good idea, but if I ever could, it would be so nice. So I used to pray the rosary with old ladies in my neighborhood. It was so exciting for me to go. And I remember that my cousin's aunt, when I used to go visit them, she was always taking like gallons of canola oil to a mountain somewhere. They didn't want to take me, but they used to go there, and when they came back, they had a sparkling gold stuff all over their bodies, and the canola oil smelled like roses. And they said that they went to this place and prayed, and the Virgin Mary came, appeared there, and she transformed the oil. And I thought, that is the coolest thing. Like, how can no one ever believe the Virgin Mary? She's so powerful. They gave me a little bit of the oil, and I used to just like put a cross on my forehead and stuff, and take good care of that little bit of oil and stuff. So I began to question the Bible, the church, because I was reading the Bible so much, and every time I read there were things there that didn't really match to what we were doing in the church. So, but every time I read the truth, I said to myself, well, the Pope can't be wrong, or the whole church, or my grandma, or the whole neighborhood. I mean, I don't know, I used to just be blinded to it. I will just see the truth and then say, there's no way so many people is wrong. I mean, after all, Virgin Mary, she did a miracle for me. I met my dad, and she's powerful somehow. So, I mean, we can't be wrong. We cannot all be wrong, because this feels so good. God is answering my prayers, and she's also answering my prayers. So forget it. We're in the right. We are in the truth. My brother came out of the drugs because he went to a place where they helped him, and they were Christians, a Christian ministry, and so we began to talk on the phone again, and he used to tell me all these Bible verses, and we would just talk for hours. And I was like, no, you have to believe the church, the Catholic Church, and Mary, and all of these ideologies. I used to like defend them with whatever, or with very passionate. No, you have to believe them, that this is the right thing, and you're wrong, and I can't believe you don't love Virgin Mary. That's outrageous thing. But I just didn't want to see it. But I kept on inside myself. I think after my brother told me those things, I was questioning things. I wanted to find Bible verses that will defend all of these things that I believe in. So when I went to a conference, because I used to go to so many conferences, I used to just be there three days in a row and stuff. I was like always in the church, so much that my mom thought that I was. She asked me one time, she's like, Anna, are you in a satanic cult? And I was like, what? And she's like, well, you're always in the church, and usually people goes to church on Sundays, but you go there so much. And I said, no, Mom, I'm going to conferences and stuff like that, and you're supposed to, you go there from the morning and you come back in the night time and stuff. So it happened that in one of those conferences, I said I want to ask some questions. And so they passed me the microphone, and I said, okay, I want to know why the disciples were not praying the rosary when Mary was right there with them. And I want to know how much power Mary has, because I really want to know which verses in the Bible says that. And they said to me, we have a blind faith, and so we just trust and we just believe. And I thought, okay, fine. So that was done. And then like 10 minutes after, they called me on the microphone to a back room. And I said, that's strange. So they pulled me out, and I went into this room, and one of the organizers of this, the lady, she told me, Anna, I want to know if somebody is abusing you at home sexually. And I was like, what? No, there's no man in my house. And she's like, is there anybody doing anything bad to you? And I said, no, nobody. So she says, I tell you this because I can see a dark shadow on you. There's something inside of you. And I freaked out. I was like, what? I was like, no wonder I done so many bad things. This is so scary. I'm not alone. There's something following me. I don't even know how to get rid of it. I got scared. And she says, you know what? In this closet we have, you know, the holy bread. We never ever let anybody touch it. But because there's something really wrong going with you, just please pray here, get on your knees and pray to the holy bread. And I was praying and asking God to please help me. I left that day, And during this time,